Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to go over and show you guys a quick and easy way on how to change the oil in your Toyota Tacoma. I have a 2014 Toyota Tacoma, a second gen. This also applies to a lot of other vehicles out there, so stay tuned. We're going to show you how to get this done. First things that you're going to need are, of course, the actual oil and the correct amount. Check your owner's manual, do some research online, head to Walmart or any other auto parts and search in the book or their digital system that they have there to show you guys what you need. Also, some paper towels are nice to have around for any kind of cleanup, a ratchet or wrench, the correct size. The Toyota Tacoma, the second gen, needs a 15mm size wrench or socket, an oil filter grabber, whatever tool. Just kind of helps. It's not necessary, but it does definitely help get those stubborn oil filters off of there. And the correct oil filter gloves and safety glasses are always nice. Another way you can check to make sure you're getting the correct oil is most vehicles nowadays have it on the oil cap here inside your engine bay. So you can also search for that and then go and find the right oil at the auto parts store. You're also going to need a way to discard the old oil. I always like to put some cardboard down, especially if you're doing it in the driveway. It'll kind of cover up any kind of messes on the driveway. And some ramps. Lucky enough, my truck is lifted, so we're going to have plenty of room down there. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we got our gloves on. Let's go ahead and grab our socket and wrench here and crawl under the truck and locate our oil pan, our oil where we're going to drain our oil. All right, so we've crawled underneath our engine here. There is our oil pan, and there is our drain plug. Most of the time in most vehicles, it's located right directly underneath the engine. Honestly, you can do research online, and there's plenty of helpful videos online on locating your oil pan and things like that. Let's go ahead and place our pan underneath that, take that off, drain our oil, and go from there. There we go. And now we're going to take this out. And a couple things to be careful here is the splash. You just want to get it loose. I like to get it loose to the point where you can see oil coming out, and then there we go. Now we're going to let this drain into our oil catch down here, and then we're going to jump back up top and fill her up. Of course, after we put the drain plug back in. Be careful with that. Alrighty, like I said, once that's all drained, you go ahead and put your drain plug back in. That's why it's always good to have some paper towels so you can wipe this clean. You can also spray some brake clean on there. Get it really nice and clean so no dirt and gunk stick to it. But once you got that nice and clean, we're going to tighten her down. And honestly, I like to go one spin hand tight. I like to go hand tight. It has a gasket on there for a reason. You don't have to grab your impact or ugga-dugga machine and go crazy with it. Just hand tight. That way next time you go ahead and do it, it's not stuck on there. You don't strip any bolts, those kind of things. So let's go ahead and jump into the engine compartment again, fill her up, and we're almost done. All right, so we're back up into the engine compartment. We just drained our oil down there, put our drain plug back in, and now we got our oil filter up here. One really cool thing with the Tacoma and other vehicles I've noticed is underneath your, like I said, something that's really cool with the Toyota Tacoma and other vehicles, when it has a catch like this with your oil filter, there's a little drain or hole right there that you can take a bottle with a cap on it. Just take a bottle, and we're gonna hold that underneath here to catch all the old oil when we take this guy off. So let's go ahead and finagle that. See if we can get this off with our hand. I always put these things on hand tight too, but I think with the heat and off-roading and things like that, it likes to just seize on you. So as you saw me struggling there, that's why it's nice to have one of these tools, one of these oil filter tools. What it does is when you turn it, it clamps down on there for you, and then allows you to twist this thing off if it's stuck. And just like that, with our awesome tool, we're now able to twist this off. Before I get it any further though, I'm gonna grab my bottle, hold it underneath that little drain catch down there. And that way we're not spilling oil all over our engine. I had honestly done like, whoa, too much. Be careful when you're doing this. It doesn't drain as fast as you'd think. Anyway, I had done like 2 or 3 oil changes on this thing. Literally had no idea about this little catch down here, spilling oil and having to clean it up later, until I had seen, I think, something in the owner's manual or something online, and found out there's this little catch down here, which makes it 10 times easier and less messy. So take this guy, we're just going to set it to the side and wait for this oil to drain out of it. Now again, I can't stress it enough, I don't know, I mean I don't claim to know everything about vehicles, trucks, or oil changes. I'm my own mechanic, I'm a DIY type of guy. I was raised to do these sort of things on my own. You know, I learned from my dad and things like that. So when you're doing an oil filter change like this, it has a rubber gasket around the edge and these threads in the middle here. It's always a good idea to grab some oil and lubricate this ring around here, as well as the threads, and maybe even put some oil in here so you're not running a dry oil run through here. Some people have different opinions about that, but like I said, this is how I do it, this is how I was raised, this is how I was taught. And again, do your research online, consult your owner's manual, those sort of things. I'm just here to show you how to DIY your way through these sort of things. So let's go ahead, let's put some oil on here and tighten it down hand tight. That's another thing, is you get it down hand tight. It doesn't have to be on there crazy tight. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I went ahead, put some oil on the gasket there. It's nice and lubed up. Let's go ahead and put our new filter on the threads here, about hand tight, like literally to the point where it is tight enough on there by your hand. You don't need to use any kind of special tool or anything. And you know it's not going anywhere because of that gasket will keep it from leaking and keep it tight on there for you. So right there, that's as tight as I like to go. It's on there, it's tight, it'll stay. All right, so now that we've drained our oil, we have put on a new filter, this guy's ready to be filled up with oil again. So we're gonna go over here and take our cap off. And guess what, guys, I just realized that I do not have a funnel. It is always nice to have a funnel. I will include all the products that I use today down in the description, of course, but don't forget a funnel. I'm thinking I can get this done pretty well without a funnel. We'll do the no funnel challenge here today. I'll leave a picture up here. The Toyota Tacoma with filter requires 5.5 quarts, so that's why I have 5 and then another quart here, 5 quarts and another one here. So we're going to put 5.5 quarts in here. Once you filled up your oil with the recommended amount, sometimes I like to go half a quart below the recommended amount. Once you filled it up, you want to come over here, find your dipstick down here, and check your oil level. Once and we'll go over that here in just a second. Let's go ahead, let's fill it up with the recommended amount. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's try this no funnel thing. You can also try and finagle a paper plate or something like this. Obviously, I'm not going to recommend that, but we're going to make this work, guys. Hey, honestly, I'm proud of myself. That's better than I've done in the past. I got those paper towels down below, caught the majority of it. We'll continue to just fill this bad boy all the way up. Check our level, I'll show you guys that, and we're done. Also keep in mind, I have the 4-liter V6. The oil capacities might be different with the 3.6 liter. All right, so like I said earlier, we just put 5-ish, of course, we spilled a little bit. We put 5-ish quarts of oil into my truck. We're gonna go ahead and get to the dipstick, check the level, and fill it up if it needs any, or leave it alone if it's totally full. Grab yourself a paper towel, grab your dipstick down here. Most of the times it'll be a color, it'll be right on your engine, and when you pull it out here, it's this big metal rod. And we're actually gonna wipe this off. We're gonna wipe this off, stick it back in, and check the level. And that's how you check your oil normally too. You just pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, wait for the oil to collect onto the dipstick, and then check it level here. So gonna look at this here. It is kind of hard to tell on camera, but you can see that first circle and how it comes up to about right here. We are gonna put a little bit more oil and get it up just below this other dot right here. That'll mean that she's nice and full. All right, I just went ahead and put another half a quart in the engine. It comes up just below this dot right here. So yeah, we are all done, guys. It's a good idea to run your engine for 30 seconds, get that new oil cycled through the filter and everything. But there you have it, everyone. That is how to change the oil filter and oil in your engine on the second gen Toyota Tacoma. Again, keep in mind, mine is a 2014 4-liter V6. Let me know down in the comments if you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.